Hey there, I'm Elisa and I am really excited about this episode. By the way, my name is Elisa. I just said that. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna say it again because I guess I have to. My name is Elisa and I am one half of a wedding photography and video team. My husband is the other half and we specialize in boho, modern, industrial, and minimalist weddings. We love what we do and we decided that creating a channel that helps folks get married will definitely supplement the work that we do. We're on a mission to make sure that you feel good on your wedding day, whether it's with us or not with us. I think everybody has a different vision and a different approach to how they say I do. And this series is centered around helping you find different ways to say I do in ways that feel good for you. That was a mouthful, but I hope it made sense. All right, I'm gonna jump in because I know you don't have a lot of time, especially if you're planning your wedding. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to create a timeline for your wedding day. This is not a templated timeline. Like this is what you should do. These are tips that you should include when planning your timeline. Hope that makes sense. Hopefully that's clear. Let's jump into it because I'm not trying to waste your time. So the first thing that you should consider when planning your wedding day timeline is to start early, meaning do not wait until the last minute to put your timeline together because it's gonna affect everything, right? It's gonna affect when your vendors arrive. It's gonna affect when you schedule your vendors, and if your vendors are being charged hourly, then you need to know when you want them there and when you don't. Secondly, consider when your ceremony is going to start because realistically, everything else is going to revolve around that. You need to be ready with hair and makeup prior to the wedding. You need to decide whether you're gonna do photos before or after. Reception, everything is contingent on when your ceremony will start, and take time to figure out, obviously you're gonna figure out the venue and all that, but when you want it to start, especially when it comes to photos, because clearly that's an area I'm going to worry about, how the sun is going to affect your ceremony. Whether the natural light is going to flow into whatever building you use, if you're outdoors, whether it's going to be sunrise, sunset, sunrise. I only see sunrises at elopements, but it is what it is. Figure out how and when your ceremony is going to take place. Pay attention to where the sun is so that it can be optimal for you and your photos at the end of the day. Thirdly, this is a this is a given, plan for photography. Talk to your photographer about how much time they're gonna need to grab, especially like those posed or formal photos. I'm assuming that if you have them for all day, they're kind of gonna just go with the flow and do the thing, but everyone works differently, so that's a conversation that needs to be had. You need to talk to your photographer about how long they're gonna be able to be there and how much time they're gonna need to be able to capture everything on your shot list. And again, hopefully you guys have had that conversation about what you're going to capture so that they can give you a realistic timeline of how much time they need in order to make it happen. This is a given, but allow time for hair and makeup. And I always say give yourself a little bit more time than you need because things can happen, right? Folks can change their mind at the last minute. You never know what can happen. So give yourself enough time to do hair and makeup. Make sure you add in and prep for touch-ups. Yeah, sometimes it can go longer than expected. I have worked with folks who like to have the bride go last so that everyone is out the way and they can help her get dressed. But talk to your wedding planner. Everyone has different reasons for doing it, so do what works best for you, your wedding party on their big day. This is important. Please factor in travel time, especially if you're getting married in a city. Traffic is real, okay? Traffic is real, bad weather is real. Please factor in travel time and give yourself a little bit more time than you think you need, because the reality is, on wedding day, something always pops up. We're gonna hope that it doesn't, but if it does, you want to make sure that you've given yourself enough breathing room to not feel overwhelmed, stressed, or be late. I'd much rather you be there early and relaxing and enjoying the day than for you to be rushing last minute and not really being able to enjoy this beautiful day that you have worked so hard to put together. You gotta think about it, but figure out how your reception is going to work. You need to factor in cocktail hour for that time, allot a certain time for speeches, because again, you've got vendors who are working on your behalf and they have to, and obviously it might not happen to the T, but it helps them to better plan for what they're supposed to be doing for you if you have that timeline available so that they can show up and do what they need to do at the appropriate time. Think about that reception, think about how you want it to flow, and create time slots for everything so that, again, you're not stressed and it's not like, oh, is it time to do this yet? Is it time? No, you got a timeline. You know what you're doing. Obviously, plan for speeches and toasts. That goes back to the reception part of things. It's okay to give them a time. It's okay to ask them how long they think it'll be. It's okay. Clearly, you want to make sure there is time for dancing. I have been at weddings where things were not timed correctly and there was no dancing time, and the guests were bummed because they were ready. They were excited. Things kind of started late. It happens. The bride and groom ended up being okay at the end of the day, but the benefit of a timeline means that you don't just get to enjoy yourselves, but your guests do as well. And when you plan your reception, don't forget about the little things. You've got things like the first dance, the garter toss, if you're doing it, the bouquet toss. All the little things are just as important and need a timestamp as well as the big things. It allows your wedding planner to not ask you questions. It's not a, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? It's a, we said this is happening now, let's make it happen. So you don't have to be like, oh, caught off guard and on edge. You can enjoy the day and they can tap you when you're ready to tap in and do whatever is next on the list of things to do. And as always, with everything, create a backup plan in the event of weather or transportation issues so that you are, again, smooth sailing and can feel okay on your wedding day. I hope this helped you a little bit. Take it back to whoever you're planning your wedding with, whether it's a wedding planner or your photographer. Hopefully these tips help you make better and clear-cut decisions on planning your wedding day. Congrats again if you are planning. Let's get you married. I hope these videos help you just a bit. Check out the videos in our series. There are resources in our site. Happy wedding planning, and I'll see you in the next video.